thank you for being such a responsive client, because I can't make you do a cotton picking thing. I cannot point my finger at you and say, yo, be healed, and make you do it. All healing is self-healing. And what I do is, instead of trying to lay healing on somebody who may not want it in the first place, I try to teach you how to heal yourself. Now, I may teach you, or try to teach you, a lot of things that really don't make any sense to you, and you don't resonate to, and you feel like, well, you know, that just doesn't work for me. I really believe that there is no one single thing that works for everybody, strong for everybody. And what I try to do is I try to give you a buffet table of many different dishes, of healing skills and resources. And then you go up and down the buffet table and you say, well, that looks good, maybe I'll try that one. And you taste it, you try it a little bit, and then maybe you like it, you go back and get some more, and if you think, no, that doesn't really work for me. And you go to the things that you feel most strongly, that you resonate to. Like, oh, whoa, that grabs me. Now, you've been great. You've been responsive to the crystals. This has been terrific. But there are going to be lots of things in the healing, metaphysical and natural healing world that will work. Some will work better for you than others. And it's a sampling process. You have to sample. But if something doesn't feel right to you, don't do it. It's that simple. Because you are the authority for you. That small, still voice within is the only true authority for you. It's the godlike within. Just like I am the authority for me. And if I say something that doesn't fit for you, or you don't like it, hey, throw it out. I'm not trying to lay anything on you. I'm offering things by way of suggestion and support that you may or may not choose to use. And the same goes for the things that come through, that are channeling. I work with some great guides. I have a lot of trust and faith in them. But I don't ask you to take my word for it. I don't even ask you to take their word for it, that everything that comes through is going to be 100% on target. Nobody's perfect. No channel is perfect. No channeling, no information is necessarily perfect just because it comes from spirit. I could mistranslate. I could get the words wrong. Or they could give me the wrong words. You have to evaluate everything in the light of your own truth. Now, I have evaluated the concept of crystals as tools that can help in my life and in healing, and in the lives and healing of others. I've evaluated that, and I find truth in it. I've had so much experience with it now that I take it pretty much for granted. People talk about, what does this crystal have to say to you? Listening to the crystals. And man, the first time I heard that, I thought, oh, whoa, we got us a real crazy one here. But sometimes the crystals do speak to you. I've had crystals in a shop that said, take me home, help me, take me home. And I look at it and I say, I don't know. I don't know if I have that much money. And they say, I'll change it, I'll be cheap, I'll make it possible, I gotta go with you. And I'll say, well, I don't feel like you're really meant for me. No, but you're gonna know the person I'm supposed to go to. And curiously enough, I've had that happen at least 4 or 5 times, where the crystal lying on the counter, whether wood or glass, would start vibrating with nobody touching it, rocking, until it's just like doing the shimmy. And people have witnessed that. And then everybody looks at me and says, well, I guess you've got to take that one. Since it's putting up such a fuss. There are lots of things that I never used to believe in. I believe in miracles. But I guess I hadn't brought the idea of believing in miracles down to the human level and the level of animals and rocks and trees and everything else. Some miracles are great and some miracles are small. The more we practice small miracles, the better we get at creating big miracles. I see potential miracle in you. You've got the right attitude. I know you're challenged by a cancer. You've got the right attitude. You are committed to healing. And I think you can make a full recovery. One reason I say that is because of the important thing I do not see in you. I do not see the will to die. It's not there. And this tells me you are going to be able to create miracles at many levels that will take you where you choose to go, where you want to go. And if you want to be oversimplistic, that would be true for the people who choose to die also, because it is a self-created pathway that they enter onto, and they may be entering it for good reason. There may be something ahead for them on the other side that really pulls them and will be wonderful. But I don't see you pulled toward death. I see you pulled toward full recovery and life. And I am excited about all the things we can do together that you have allowed me to help support you in that. What do you think of the crystals so far?
I can feel them.
Mm-hmm.
Not only can I feel them, I think they're beautiful.
Well, you know, that's part of it too. Crystals are beautiful. This is the crystal that is what I call my master teacher crystal. The first time I went to Hot Springs, Arkansas, I went with some people who were metaphysical and knew about crystals, and I didn't. I was still in my total denial stage of crystal. And I said, well, you know, would you tell me which crystal to buy? I want a nice crystal, pretty crystal. So this was the one they chose for me to buy, and it was at a price I could afford. And it's a very unusual crystal. It has more rainbows because I put rainbows in it. The crystals grow rainbows when I hold them. They used to call me the Rainbow Lady. But it's a penetrator. See how there's a little crystal inside the big crystal? And I thought, wow, I really like that. I mean, there's so much about it. Well, I had it. You can hold it.
It's pieces. Look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Even
So
down in it.
that night, I hadn't even taken it out of the bag, but that crystal showed up in my dreams, along with a little guide, light guide, called Azariel, who says she's a space being who loves crystals. Azariel said, Crystal and I want to take you on a journey. And in my dream time, I said, okay. So Azariel showed me and held my hand, showed me how to get inside the crystal. And I found myself in my dream inside the crystal. And it was like mountains in there and gorgeous things. And Azariel took me to a beautiful place where the beings, the people, were little, about the size of a firefly, intense bits of light. And the buildings were living crystals. And it was the Crystal City, the City of Crystals, that I have now come to know very well. I think you also have a connection to that Crystal City. And if you go in dreams, if you want to go inside the crystal, we can tell you how to get inside the crystal. When you look for a face, an entry point that's like a door or a gate.
Right here.
Okay, yes, all right, right there. All right. So what you would do in dream time is you would push yourself against it. And you're going to feel a little bit of resistance, like bubble gum. But go ahead and push through the resistance, pop, and you'll be inside the crystal. Usually when people do that, they get scared and they come right back out. But go inside the crystal. Notice what you see. Remember, if you can, what you see. And you will learn so much about crystals and